Welcome to the latest edition of Taff en route, and today's away game is Crawley Town. We're currently travelling down a very foggy M4, and it's about 10 o'clock. We should be down there for about 1ish, hopefully, with a quick stop in Reading Services, where I'll edit this video, of course. And hopefully we can come away with something today. As it goes, we were just in Maker Services to meet Jeff. Welcome back, Jeff. For those of you who watched the blog, the plans have changed and I'm driving myself. Me, Leanne and Jeff were the only ones in the car today. And we actually ran into Mark Crook, one of the co-opted directors at the club, and he just gave us a bit of a scoop on the injury situation. Apparently we got 8 players, potentially 8. Apparently Dolan is struggling, Baconson's 8, Wilmot is 8. Who else did you say was 8? O'Brien's definitely 8.
Yeah. It sounded pretty grim from what Crookie was saying.
Yeah.
It sounded grim.
To the point.
I tell you what he said. He said that Flinney's registered himself as a player.
Just in case he needs to put himself on the bench. Yeah. Yep, I picked up on that part as well. So that's how dire the situation is. Flinney feels as though he may need to intervene and play a part in today's game. That's the reality of it. So, as I say, I'm feeling like we'll do well to come away with something today. But knowing our boys, if he can still play a decent enough team, I'll still always fancy us this season, because the injury worries don't extend to the defence and the attack. We've been two of the key focuses this season. The defending has been a lot better, and obviously we got 4 attackers that are scoring goals, and Semenyo adding to his tally on the weekend, quite spectacularly, obviously. Maybe we can make that the first point then. 4 goal-scoring strikers. Who starts if we're playing 2?
If we're playing 2, I would start with Jamil Matt and Podge, because Podge, as we've mentioned so many times before, he's the consummate centre forward. He ticks every single box. And with Jamil Matt, you've got an excellent follow because he's tall. You know, he can pick up second balls, flick ons, that sort of stuff. And he played, I think, his first 90 minutes that he played against Stevenage.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He played the 90 minutes, didn't he? So we didn't realise at the start of the campaign that he was struggling with a little bit of a foot injury. So he's getting stronger, and he's got to be confident at the moment.
Of course, he's scoring goals.
He's got to be confident. He's scored a lot of goals, and as we know, strikers thrive on confidence.
Yeah.
And I know, listen, don't get me wrong, Semenyo produced that sublime winner against Stevenage, but I still think the young lad, keep him on the bench, give him something to sort of, give him an excuse to come on and explode if we need him.
Yep.
If I was playing with 2 up front, I'd go with Jamil Matt and Podge.
Jamil Matt and Podge. Yeah, that's exactly where I would go. But if there's a problem in midfield, he may have to play the 2 in midfield with the wing backs and the 3 at the back, and possibly 3 at front then.
Well, this is it. I mean, I think the one thing for sure is I think Scott Bennett's going to be in midfield today.
Yeah.
With the midfield, at the moment, I thought against Stevenage, especially in the first half, they totally dominated the game. It was part of that last 15 minutes just before half time, where we kind of dropped the tempo and the rhythm went because of it. The first half an hour against Stevenage, I mean, obviously we've lost Wilmot now, we've lost Baconsson, but those 3 in midfield last Saturday was sublime in the first half an hour.
Yeah.
We lost the game, and the problem we've got, and we knew this at the start of the season, we've got a thin squad, and if you get a bunch of injuries in one part of the field, you are struggling.
Like midfield for us today.
And it's midfield today, and I mean, like I say, there's no Andrew Crofts. I don't know where we're going to see him. They say he's coming along, but what I would say, Chris, is Scott Bennett's a definite for midfield today.
Yeah.
Whether he goes 4-4-2 or whether he goes 5-3-2, I don't know. But I mean, he might tinker with it. He might very well tinker with it. But definitely Scott Bennett midfield. Hope Matty's fit. Hope Matty can start. Might see Charlie Cooper today.
Might see him. I'd imagine we'd definitely see Cooper on the bench. But then Josh Sheehan, he obviously got dropped from the squad following a poor performance against Cambridge. He got taken off.
Yeah.
I think that was the sub that changed the game, taking Sheehan off, and putting
the conundrum, I think, with
putting Matt on.
The conundrum with Josh is that, like, obviously he had this bad injury, and like last season, we were all thinking, you know, when Josh is recovered, when Josh is recovered, we're gonna see a real quality player.
Yeah.
He is a box of tricks when he's on form. And the conundrum, I think, with Josh Sheehan is that is he a little bit too lightweight for League Two?
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is he's got the technical ability. I'm sure he has. But is he? If he had more technical ability, if he was one of these players that could create out of nothing, it wouldn't matter that he wasn't so physical. And he could be like an Eden Hazard or a Dennis Bergkamp or whatever, because you can shift the ball on before the challenges come in.
Yeah.
But is he a little bit lightweight for League Two, and not quite skillful enough to be higher up the pyramid? He might just fall in between two stools there.
I mean, I personally feel as though it's a case of bad form, or maybe his ability has been knocked by his injury. Because 2 years ago, we had a player and a half there, an absolute player and a half. And he scored great goals, he created great play, he dribbled past people all the time. I mean, he was sublime when he was on loan with us. And when he got the injury, that was when everybody worried more about relegation, because technically he was possibly our best player at that point.
I think maybe, Chris, a lot of players are confidence players. There's a huge difference between crossing a white line and expecting to win and expecting to do well, and crossing the white line and hoping to do well.
Yeah.
And I think maybe with Josh, if he had a run in the team, if she had a run of games, and he thought to himself, I'm pretty much getting this together, and the manager is behind me, then maybe, you just might see with the confidence, with the added confidence that brings, the more consistent performances.
Yeah.
The strange thing is, at the moment, he's not getting that. It's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Because he's not. There's no consistency because he's not starting enough.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a question of throwing him in there and saying, look, barring injury, I'm going to play him. That's Flinny's decision, and that's what he gets paid for.
Yeah, but today you could see him get an opportunity to get back into the team.
Absolutely.
I mean,
now there's a good opportunity today.
Yeah.
You've got to have. This is where you need a Scott Bennett, though. You need a Scott Bennett to be the teeth in the the holding man, and the defensive midfielders. Who, let's be fair about it, a defensive midfielder in any team, and historically it never seemed to get the glory. But you take them out of a team, you take a defensive midfielder out of that midfield, and all of a sudden the whole thing falls apart. The wheels come off.
Because I've always said one of the key areas that County have been failing is being able to defend in the hole, and we always seem to perform better when we have someone to plug that hole.
Absolutely.
I always feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I think whenever Bennett's there in a defensive midfielder's position, he's effective there.
He protects the back three, the back four, the back five. He sat there in front of the centre backs. It's just. It adds a little bit solidity, if you like, then to the formation. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've done with 5-3-2. We've done well when we've gone away from home, because we're away from home, you're naturally a little bit more cautious to start with. And maybe, like you say, you've got a defensive midfielder sitting back closer to the centre backs, and when you're under pressure, your wing backs are dropping back. That's quite a good defensive unit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is what Bennett brings to the side when he's in midfield. Pretty good as a centre back, don't get me wrong. But when he sat there in midfield, thank goodness, that he's available to us today.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, away from home, you're always going to expect pressure from the home team. We need to combat any threat that they may have, and then at the same time, we need to be presenting our own threats. So.
Well, Crawley, you've got to remember they've got a very good home record as well.
Yeah.
They've done very well this year. Bearing in mind they lost their manager, who was, we know he was very influential. He was a bit gobby as well.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. He thought this was the only side that played football in the league. But that notwithstanding, they've started really well at home.
Yeah.
They've had troubles on their travels, but this is going to be a difficult game today. Why? There's no doubt about it. Crawley at home is going to be tricky.
But then we've taken points away from teams at home, away. Obviously, them being at home when they've been doing well at home. I mean, we went to Port Vale and won there because they had a decent start and they'd won all their home games, and we went there and won. Oldham were unbeaten at home when we beat them there. Tranmere were unbeaten at home when we beat them there. Forest Green had won the majority of their games at home and we got a point out of them there. So I think on the road, I fancy us anywhere we go on the road, because as I say, I think we're stronger when teams come out at us, because we know how to counter them. We know how to defend well when we're up against it. When we're at home and the onus is more on us to attack than it is to defend, that's when you find the gaps in our defence, and that's why we've had the goals that we've conceded. Thankfully, you could tell in the last home game that problem has been addressed. Now, if we're organised as well as we have been lately, I can't see us losing this game today. But where it's going to be won is from the midfield, and it depends who's available, and if players who haven't played so well so far this season are given a chance today, if they take that chance, I think we could come away with 3 points.
Well, we're good, as you say, like away from home. You know, especially the 5-3-2, and I do think it suits us really, really well. And especially going away from home, they all know what their roles are within that structure.
Yeah.
So you can actually take one player out and replace him with another one. What I will say is that even if we're full strength, it wouldn't be easy to go to Crawley, bearing in mind the home record. But
yeah.
The thing that worries me is the amount of injuries we're carrying at the moment. This is a real test of how well we're going to do. We knew these sort of games were going to come along with one of the smallest squads in League Two. What we've got on our side at the moment is a fantastic team spirit, which you get from playing, from getting performances sometimes where you think you clutch things out of the bag at the last minute. You see in that how many league goals we're scoring.
Yeah.
Keep going, and they never know. As I think Philly said in one of his interviews, they don't know when they've lost, they don't know when they're only drawing.
Yeah.
They keep going, and that team spirit, I think, I'm hoping, overcome the fact that we're down to the bare bones in midfield today. And I really hope that, because the framework works, the 5-3-2 works. It's just that we're going to have to move the furniture around a little bit today.
Yeah.
And it's going to, I think today will give us a significant idea of where we are. And I even think to myself that it's almost like I can draw an analogy when we played Dover many years ago, when I think it was the year we got promoted, and we went down to the Crawley or whatever it's called, and we got a great result. And if we can win today, wow, that's a statement, I think.
Yeah.
And that might just carry us through on Tuesday against Bury.
Well, that's where the big test is going to be, I think, because they're doing well at the moment, and they've managed to get Nicky Maynard at the club. God knows what he's doing in League Two, and I've said this on blogs before. God knows what Nicky Maynard is doing in League Two, but he's scoring goals already. So there's the threat. So there's where the defence is going to really need to step up, I think. But today's about Crawley. Obviously, without Cewell and Feeney there, like I say, their form has been steady, but their home form, as you say, has been good. So, I mean, if you're a betting man, you wouldn't touch this game, really, would you? If you're a betting man, you'd skip past this one on your accumulator.
I think if you were a betting man, especially knowing the injuries that we've got, you say it's a stick on home win. Let's be fair about it. But it doesn't work like that with football, does it? It doesn't take into account, individual performances that affect the collective. It doesn't take into account team spirit, will, desire. It doesn't take into account the forceability of a bloody good manager on the bench that imposes his will on the team. We definitely, if you think about it, we've got the strike force to score goals today.
Yeah.
It's absolutely no doubt about it. We're worried about midfield, but we've got a lot of defensive players. they're fit. It's just the midfield.
Yeah.
That's the only worry today. I know it makes up, that's what happens in a game of football. But sometimes you can play differently.
Yeah.
I'm not saying let's go long ball because I don't think it suits us. But if we remain defensively strong, like I said, with Bennett in front of that back three or a back two, the two centre backs, three centre backs, or two centre backs. It only takes one forward ball, and we've got two great strikers in form, and we've got another two strikers on the bench chopping at the bits to get on there.
Absolutely.
So it's not beyond the realms. I always travel positively. I'm always thinking we can get something out of this, and after I've had 2 or 3 Stellas in the pub, I know we're going to win.
Good. I think obviously away from home we're going to be reliant on the counter attack, and obviously with counter attack you're going to need some pace. What helps is having 2 pacey fullbacks.
Exactly.
In Butler and Forbes. I mean, Forbes has come under a lot of criticism lately. Basically the exact same criticism Butler had 2 years ago.
Exactly.
I'll take having a carbon copy of Butler from 2 years that we can work on. He's young like Butler was, Butler still is, and we're still third in the table with him playing at right back. No, I'll take that all day long, But as for now today, you mentioned obviously the manager shouting from the sidelines, but then a manager's tactics and the way he can adjust tactics during the game is going to be important. And this season Flynn has proven his tactical prowess in games where we've managed to turn things around.
Absolutely.
I mean, Stevenage had us up against the wall in the last sort of 15 minutes of the first half last time round. Flynn changed things in the second half, and we were the stronger team.
Yeah.
He made the right substitutions, and Semenyo came off the bench to score. Players are coming off the bench to score goals for us, which is great, like Harris did at Exeter, for example, like Matt did with his goals against Cambridge. These things, they're making a difference, and Flynn is making a big difference. Flynn is improving and more and more. He's had 1 full season under his belt. He carried out the Great Escape, and now the one thing we've got to worry about now is when League One starts sacking more managers, and possibly the bottom end of the Championship starts sacking more managers. That's the thing we need to worry about. Although, the point I've made quite strenuously on this channel before is that Flynn has to show ambition, but has to be clever about it as well. Now, if a League One club who are going to double his wage come in and offer him a job, and it's a big job, there's a lot of expectation on it, will he feel he's ready to make that jump at that time? Because it's great that he may be able to show a bit of ambition and climb, but then as soon as you show that ambition and climb and you're not a success and you lose your job, fair enough, he's doubled his wage to go there, but then he's gone from £2,000 a week here to £4,000 a week there to £0,000 a week then if he isn't a success. So at the moment he's got a team that's playing for him, he's got a team that's performing, and he's got a shot at taking this club into League One next season.
Well, I think what you just summed up there precisely is how all managers, as they progress, they all have to address this situation. Because when you start to become successful, it's always a question as a manager, I always think anyway, that you've got to move at the right time for you.
Yeah.
And so you do have to be very careful, and sometimes there's a little bit of fortune comes into it. What I would say about Flinny is that obviously through the Great Escape, I mean, he was Undy for a while, man, let's be fair about it. So he actually went to Undy, and then he came back to us, and when he took over from Wesley, the players didn't like Wesley.
No.
They hated Wesley. They absolutely detested it. All of a sudden, there was a guy that had man management interwoven into his soul. He knew how to talk to them. He knew where to draw the line. He made training fun again. He made coming into work fun again.
Yeah.
He wanted to play for him, and his motivation was superb. But what he's added to that, and herein lies the problem for us as a football club, what he's added to that is a little bit more experience in knowing when to change the formation, when to turn things round, how to act in the moment. I don't doubt for a minute he gets a lot of help from Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
We all see Lenny coming up and having a quiet word and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But that knowledge, he's taking it in. He's taking it in.
Yeah.
And as you quite rightly say, against Stevenage, when Bigginson went off with his dead leg, we went to 4-4-2 from 5-3-2.
Yeah.
And, it worked. it worked, and so he's making those decisions now, which shows to me maturity and progression in his role as a manager.
Yeah.
What happens into the future? Like I say, he's going to come to the point. It's no doubt about it. There've got to be clubs higher up the pyramid looking at what's going on in Newport. He made national headlines with the Great Escape. So all of a sudden, people, and then we played Tottenham.
Yeah.
And people are looking at Michael Flynn, and you're hearing his name mentioned on Sky and all the rest of it. So they're very, very aware of him.
Yeah.
And if they do well this season, and let's be fair, but if we get promoted, he is going to be a target. What happens then? Who knows? I've heard that Byron Anthony is doing a fantastic job. He's got a lot of ideas at the club, but that's a different story for another day.
Yeah.
So we've got Flinny for a good few years to come.
Absolutely.
And when he does go, it's right for him, it's right for us. We might get some compensation, well, we should get compensation, but it's right for Mike Flynn, because Mike Flynn, let's be fair about it, we all want him to have a great career as a manager, right up the pyramid, and he can go all the way.
And hopefully he takes us up a league or two in the process as well.
Yeah, let him do our first.
Yeah. Well, that's all we've got time for on this one, guys. Thanks all for tuning in and watching. If you're down there, we'll see you there. If you're not, then we'll see you when we see you. Thanks all, and as usual, cheerio for now and always up the Katie. Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again, make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.